Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram. Om Badram Karni Vishrunayama Deva Badram Pashyemakshaviryajatra Sthirairangai Sushtuvagam Sastanubhihi Vyashema Devahitam Yadayuhu Swasti na Indro Vruddhashravaha Swasti na Pusha Vishwavedaha Swasti nastarshyo Arishtanemihi Swasti no Brihaspati Dadatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Adashvalayano Bhagavantam Paramekshinamupasetyuvacha Adihi Bhagavan Brahmavidya Harishtam Sada Saddihi Sevyamanam Nigoda Yayachida Sarva Papam Vyapodya Parat Param Purusham Yati Vidwan Tasmai Sahovacha Pitamahascha Shraddha Bhakti Dhyana Yoga Davaihi Na Karmana Na Prajayadane Na Tyage Naike Amrutatvamanasu Parena Nakam Nihitam Guhayam Vibrajate Yatayo Vishanti Vedanta Vijnana Sunisthitartha Sannyasa Yoga Yataya Shuddha Sattvaha Te Brahma Lokeshu Parahanta Kale Paramritat Parimuchanti Sarve Vivikta Deshe Cha Sukhasanastha Shuchi Samagri Vashira Shariraha Atyashramasta Sakalendriyani Nirutya Bhaktya Swagurum Pranamya Ritpundarikam Virajam Vishuddham Vichintya Madhye Vishadam Vishokam. This verse is incomplete and it is completed only with the next verse. But in this, it's given what needs to be done when one really seriously interested to know what is this Amritattva. Like any other endeavor in our life, we can be successful only when we have great inquisitiveness. That inquiry into reality of a thing that I have just learned as an idea. And until it is recognized, realized, one has to continuously strive. And such people are called yatis, those who do yatnam. So every scientist is a yati only, really speaking. One who wants to find the truth of a fact, which he heard but not his experience. Here also, or exclusively paying attention to oneself, not anything else. And that requires a solitude, not solitaire. People have seen seriously playing solitaire in the flight also. Why not use solitude? So, soul attitude, that's called solitude. Solitude is only inquiring into the soul. Vivikta deshe, where an individual remains in seclusion. Again, this does not mean one is disinterested, unhappy, hatred, afraid of people. No. I need to pay attention. It's like you see a boy and a girl and they are in love with each other. Nobody they want. Hello. In the same way, afterwards it doesn't matter. Once I know you, I don't care. But until I know you, I just want to know you. Here also, the meditator is exclusively paying attention to no oneself. Only me. This is not selfish. It is a special attention. Even as a upasaka, a person who is doing puja for one's own connection and relationship with the Lord, he just does it between himself and the Lord, nobody else. So here, vivikta deshe sukha asanastaha, staying in a very comfortable posture. It is not something which you constantly get disturbed from or by. It's a place where an individual can remain seated for a long period of time without getting either internal disturbance or external disturbance. Sukha asanastha. And definitely it is not within bracket, right? Na shavasanastha. Right, very clearly. It is not shavasana. Shivasana. Shuchihi. Shuchihi, pure, not only in the mind, externally also. The attitude must be, I am engaging in a very holy endeavor or holy task. And therefore, any kind of impurity, whether it is coming from outside or inside. That's why in Bhagavad Gita also these instructions are given. Rahasistitaha, there it is said, an individual, Ninjan evam sadatmanam yogi niyata manasaha. And there, niyata manasaha, with mind well controlled. And here physical body's condition also is given. Shira, Griva and Sharira. Samagriva Shira Sharira, in one single straight line. Sitting erect, not couching. And Atyashramastaha, with a mind which is having the right frame of mind, which is, I am at the last stage of my self-growth. I am not a person who is still doubting it. In the case of a person who has no knowledge about this highest reality, needs to be informed, and that stage is Shravana, listening. And having listened, then one starts thinking about the validity of those statements he learned through manana. The logic provided by the scriptures should be used to counter any other doubt. So it is said that the Atman is there within us. The Bhagavan is, the Lord is within us as our own self. That is the statement of the Upanishad. Now that is heard, but is it true? So far I have seen in my life, one may say, I see nobody has really proved it to be so, number one. Second, I don't see it myself. I always see it myself as the physical body or my mind and its thoughts and emotions, feelings, ideas, opinions, concepts. But it is beyond this. How? So there are various logical explanations provided. That contemplation on that is called mananam. So in this case, atyashramastaha means one who does not have any more doubt. Samshaya rahita jnana, with no doubt. Only then he will attempt to know it, attempt to realize it. Knowing is at the intellectual level. I have seen, we have understood that adihi and avaihi. Avaihi is to realize that. So atyashramastha, and for which I need sakala indriyani nirudhya, having withdrawn my engagements in the world through the 10 sense organs. Eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin, speech, hands, legs, the productive organ and limbs. All these are all to be brought under Swagolake Apasthanam. In the declaration is, the definition is keeping them in its own place, not allowing it to move out. It's like parking your car in the garage, not in the garage, outside, because the garage is full of things. So, you park the car, meaning you just shut it down and not using it now. When I need it, I will use it. Just like you park the car and get into your home, park everything. There are 10 cars actually, Veka. So, not 10, so 10 cars are there. I see. So many of them we are using all the time. Let us park them and go within. So that is Nirudhya Sakala Indriyani. Then, as I said last time, most important point here is that Swagurum Bhaktya Pranamya, having saluted one's own teacher, Guru, with devotion. This is very important because there is no other proof other than the Guru in declaring this truth. Many books are there, but what is the demonstration of it? What is the proof that it is true? There are so many things are said in many books. You may read it also, and as a story, as a fiction. But all stories that you read, or all things that you read, you think it is real. We believe it so. I saw it in the news. You can put it in the studio also. Whatever you see in the TV is also true. That is not necessary. Most of the time it is fake news. Is it not? Many of us believe so. So, if it is something which is said there, I don't know, but who is the person who can? So, one should have the Shraddha or the faith that the teacher has no reason to bluff. And he doesn't gain anything out of it. And he does have me as a person to be helped. He is my Sukrut. Sukrut means the one who has me considering my welfare. So there is no need for such a person to say anything that will not help me. Not to bluff. So one must have the true trust and faith in the teacher. And earlier also it says Shraddha Bhakti. Then only Dhyana will take place. Shraddha Bhakti Dhyana Yoga Tavehi Na Karmana Na Prajaya Na Dhanena. So, because here the teacher plays a very crucial role for one reason, that we have to believe that the one who is explaining to us is one who has no reason to say anything other than the truth. Number two is that when I thus proceed on in the path, I will find certain impediments, certain obstacles, certain roadblocks. And when I thus face a roadblock, I must have someone to tell me how to overcome that. And he alone can tell me who has gone through that path. Is it not? And I cannot ask a stranger, nor the book can tell me. Google cannot. So one person was moving to a new apartment. and he asked his, he's totally new to that place. So he happened to meet another person who is living in the same complex. He said, you live above my house, above my apartment. I just have a question to you. What is it? How many rolls of wallpaper you bought for your home? Is it 18 rolls? Oh, okay. So he also, when he moved, he bought 18 rolls, but he used only 8. 10 of them remained. After some few months, he happened to meet him again. He said, I have 10 rolls with me. Yeah, I also have the same. I bought 18, but I used only 8. You also, so if you go by that, yes, obviously, he the one who used only will know it. Anyway, that's a stupid joke to this. Here thing is, only those who walk the path will know where exactly is the problem. Huh? If you only standing in the corner of the street and you go in the street, somebody say, first, second question you have to ask, have you gone? No, I am also waiting for somebody to go with me. Then it is a problem there. And then you don't know what is going to happen. So, saluting to the Guru is not only because of the faith and trust one has, but also as a guide who will walk me through all the way. He only knows exactly where the problem would be. So here, Bhaktya Swagurum Pranamya. Third, on the way one may lose the faith, because one may not achieve anything. All of a sudden it does not happen. It may take its own time. Especially, it is not universal. All of them will achieve the certain amount of milestone at a given period of time. No, it depends upon how pure is the individual's mind. Is it not? If there is a greater impurity in my mind, I may be very slow. If there is greater purity, then I may go fast. So, when an individual is not able to move further, one may lose the interest. Now, when I was teaching in Sandipani, many times, almost every day, somebody would come, I don't think I can do Swamiji, it is so difficult. Wait. You tell me after 2 months. 2 months? Yeah, just wait 2 months. By the time 2 months, that problem is solved. Some other problem will come, no doubt, but that problem is solved. So if I had 60, 65 students, you imagine at least 2 people a day will come. I think I can. Now they are successfully doing things, and then they know now that on the way you may have so many things that will come and make you, no, you are not fit for this. And you may probably compare yourself with somebody else also. Oh, he is doing it and I can't do it. So only a person who is true to your welfare will say, just keep going. Don't compare yourself with anybody else. It's an individual's journey. According to your purity of mind, according to your interest and your faith and your devotion, your inquisitiveness, your acumen of the intellect, your devotion to the goal, that will decide how fast you will go. So here, that is the reason why a Guru, Sadguru here, or Swaguru, Pranamya, Hritpundarikam Virajam Vishuddham. What is to be thought about? Now, this third line is about what is the subject of our contemplation. Purposely I am not using the object of contemplation, subject of contemplation. As I have told you before, the difference between concentration and contemplation is, concentration is about focus on something outside, contemplation is a focus on something within. If there is an object and keep looking at it, it is concentration. Focus is outside. Whereas contemplation is where the mind's focus is not anything external. And that's why it becomes more difficult. If something which is within, which can be easily disturbed, because the focus is on a particular thing which you cannot even use the senses to know it. Even for us, even to hold on to a single thought is difficult. That's why japa is used as a very important means to test whether we can keep our attention on one thing for a long time. So here, what is that you are going to focus on? Hrit Pundarikam, which is seated in the lotus of your own heart. So if you consider the heart here does not mean the pumping one. The core of your personality is seated in the lotus of your heart, meaning seated in the most adorable presence. Virajam, with no rajas. Vigata raja. Raja means raga dvesha. That which is beyond likes and dislikes. That is beyond all the pairs of opposites, which is not extroverted nature. Rajas usually mean extrovertedness, trying to accomplish something externally. That is the nature of rajas. The nature of rajas is karma. Sattvat sanjayate jnanam rajato lobha evacha. Through rajas, what is increased is lobha, greed, more, I want more. That's the nature of rajas. So, virajam means there is no more external aggrandization. It is where an individual trying to reach a point where there is a contentment, completeness. Virajam, vishuddham, clean, pure, immaculate, with no dirt of any desire or vasana. Vishuddham, vichintya, thinking, where madhye, meaning within your own being. So that is the reason why later on we will see how the Upanishad is so compassionate to say, okay, if you cannot do this way, we will give an alternative. Madhye, within oneself. Here Madhya means, literal meaning is middle. But the meaning is not middle, it is inside. Antare. Vishadam. Vishada is with no shada. Shada means any kind of hurtfulness. Where the mind has no more thinking about something which happened, which did not happen, could have happened, would have happened, might have happened. Our mind is so, one person said to another friend, I got a pig as my pet. He said, you don't even have a backyard, you are living in an apartment. Why do you keep the pig next to my bed? Doesn't this smell? I will get used to it. That is the case of our mind. It is so bad with all the kind of agitations, comfortable here. Only when you sit down you realize how terrible this mind is. Cannot stay in one place. When you sit down only, all unwanted things will start coming in. That's why some people say, Swami, I don't want to do this. Why? Because I am facing terrible things in my mind. Whose mind? My mind. Then who else will tolerate that? You only have to tolerate it. By running away, it's not going to go away. So here, Vishadam, Vishokam, with no sorrow or any kind of feeling, hurt, all impurities have to go. And interestingly, the next verse is continuation of this. He said Vichintya, right? In the thinking. Now he says, What is to be thought about? This is the nature of the Upanishad. Achintyam avyaktam anantarupam Shivam prashantam amrutam brahmayonim tatadimadyanta vihinamekam Vibhum chidanandamarupam Achintyam avyaktam anantarupam Shivam prashantam amrutam brahmayonim Tadadimadyanta vihinamekam Vibhum chidanandamarupam 13 different characteristics, so to say, are pointed out here. It is said, think about something, the thing that is within, which is unthinkable. Achintyam. So, this is how the Upanishad is trying to say that you cannot objectify it. Try to objectify it, you lost it. The moment you try to objectify, intellect has started defining it. The moment it defines, it becomes a concept. So, and once it will become a concept, you have that, I know it now. But the moment you think that you know it, you have gone into the state of ignorance. You must never try to objectify it. So, in one of the Upanishad, Amrita Upanishad, it is said, Naiva chintyam, nacha achintyam, achintyam, chintyam eva tat. Naiva chintyam. It cannot be thought of. Nacha achintyam. Not that it should not be thought of. Naiva chintyam, nacha achintyam. Achintyam, chintyam eva tat. You should think about that which cannot be thought of. Why are you confused? See, absolute has to be abstract only. Infinity, when you say, can you even think about what it is? Because it is not finite, it cannot have a beginning and an end, and how will you then think about it? So, when it is said achintyam, meaning all thoughts have to come to an end, that's what it means. Bhagavan Krishna also says in Gita, Yato yato nischaradi manaschanchala mastiram tatastato niyamyeva etat atmanyeva pasannayet kshanaihi kshanaihi uparamet buddhya dhritigrihideya atma samstam manakrutva na kinchitapi chintayet. So having thus brought your mind up to a point, which will be obstructed by vasanas definitely, one should let go all thoughts and you will reach there. Not forcefully stopping the thoughts. If you forcefully stop the thoughts, the mind will start protesting it after some time. It is like you hold someone by, by a rope or whatever. How long that will start? If that individual is wanting to be free, it will break. It will try to go away from it. So also with our mind which has not been tamed for so long, and you try to hold it without a thought, it will immediately revolt. Therefore, achintyam, when it is said, it cannot be reached by any means of knowing. The definition that is given is Vang manasa vritti agochara. Vang manasa vritti agochara. It is not something which is comprehensible through speech or through the mind. That is the reason why the Guru will let the student explore. He will take him to a point and say, now you go. Now you start on your own. Having pushed him to a point where you don't define it through speech or mind, and proceed. And thus the student or the person who is meditating should let go of all thoughts that arises in his mind, slowly withdrawing all the thoughts by focusing on the space between thoughts, which is known as awareness. Just like space between the sound is the silence, space between the object is space, space between thoughts is called awareness. So this awareness, I am. Thought is a disturbance in that awareness. Just like silence it is, sound is a disturbance in that silence. When there is a program, everybody is dancing and music is going on, and then the curtain is put. Mahashanti, Paramashanti. Or you have some party at home where everybody is going everywhere, sound, finally everybody is done. That's the natural condition. Again it starts. Similarly, the mind without thoughts is no mind. That is only pure awareness. Achintyam, avyaktam, and again it is unmanifest. Unmanifest means potentially is there, not absent. Potentially it is present but not comprehensible. It doesn't come to manifest. For example, if you go out or in your backyard when you walk, and if you see a plant which has a small little bud coming out, or now you see all the trees are barren because of the cold. Spring, when it starts, suddenly you will find leaves coming out. Now, where is it coming from? Yesterday some dogs came and put it on it. Is it so? Even the God cannot do it. It is already there, unmanifest. When it becomes manifest, it becomes vyakta. Unmanifest is avyakta, meaning it is hidden, incomprehensible. Similarly, within us is the presence of the self which does not manifest itself as is, but it manifests as all other activities. When you are walking and talking and speaking and moving and thinking and eating and drinking, all these are happening in whose presence? In the absence of whom? None of this will be possible. That is why when somebody is dead, when you look at it, that suddenly the thought comes, what happened? This person was yesterday also, he was talking and smiling and everything. So suddenly what happened? Something is very significantly absent in that person. The face, you know, if you see a person sleeping versus a person who's dead, look at the face, you will see the difference. Don't ask anybody to die and then see what you When a person is sleeping versus a person is dead, both have kept the eyes closed only and they're lying. But you will see that something is seriously absent. Not just the breathing alone, not seen there. So that which is unmanifest and because of whom every manifestation is possible. So avyakta, when it is said, it is present but not perceivable. So if you go and say, oh, it's not even there. No, it is. That is why ananta rupam. It is not present in one place. It is present in ananta, infinitely present. In other words, these words are used by the Upanishad to point out one leading to another. If you look at it carefully. Achintyam, unthinkable because it is unmanifest. Anything that is manifest, you can immediately either name it because it has a form. It can be known by the eyes or ears or nose or tongue or touch. In some way, I know it. For example, if I say, if I ask you, are you happy? Yes, I am happy. Now, your happiness I don't know, but what is happiness I know. Is it not? How do you feel? So good. I don't know what actually you are feeling, but I have a comprehension of what that means. Because I have experience and therefore I know it. You say, I have a toothache. How does it feel like? When you get it, you will know it. But if I had a toothache before, I know what that means. If you ask me, how is the labor pain? I have no problem. I don't. If somebody have a labor pain, I don't know what. Really, huh? No doubt about me. Amiti. Anyway, so the achityam, because it is unmanifest, that's why it's called avyakta. Why it is avyakta? Because it is everywhere. That which is everywhere cannot be pointed out as this space. Point out. Let me see. Where is space? Inside my head, a lot of space is there. You know, you cannot find out space is here. Oh, it's there, it's not here. Anantarupa. Ananta, antarahitam. There is no end. So that which is infinitely present cannot be pointed out as having a geographical location. Desha, kala, vastu, parichinna rupatvat. That is how it is explained. It's not confined to time, space and object. Achintyam avyaktam anantarupam. It is not for us to intellectually appreciate this point right now, though that is what we are trying to do at this point. But when one sits for meditation, this is how one should think or one should engage in. That which I am focusing upon is something which is beyond thoughts, unmanifest, all-pervading, anantarupam, but at the same time, Shivam, Mangalakaram. It brings about in the inner reverential holiness. It is something that causes a great achievement of inner peace. Satyam, Shivam and Sundaram, that is what is given. That which is Satyam, present, Shivam, auspicious, and Sundaram, beautiful. So here Shivam, Bhadram or Mangalakaram, that which is bringing about great auspiciousness. What is this auspiciousness? Having meditated upon which impurities of the mind no more will have any strength. It does not have any more volition. It cannot move on its own. It is like when you go to a temple where the things are clean, kept clean, and then worship has taken place, you will hesitate to do anything wrong there. You don't feel like putting anything, even impure thought, you would try to avoid in the presence of the Lord. Why? Because Shiva. It is auspicious. It is pure. So in the same way, when that nature of that purity or auspiciousness is brought in, impurities will have no strength. And as I said, it is Shivam Prashantam. When the impurities are not there, where is your mind creating any more inner disturbances? Peaceful, Prashant. Prashanta means Prashama. Sham, to quiet. And that which makes your mind completely quiet. The state of quietude is called Shanti. Prashanti. Prashanta. Prashantam, where the mind has reached its final source. The thoughts have reached its final source. It's like the river that is flowing with so much of power and movement. When it reaches the ocean, quiet. It is like when you are traveling in a car and then your children are behind. Are we there? Are we there? After, as soon as they got into the car, they will start. Are we there? Are we there? Are we there? Yes. Then just quiet. So the same way, mind is disturbed. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Quiet. Prashant. There is no more going anywhere. The travel has ended. Journey is complete. That's why when Bhagavan Shivan is there, Shivam Shantam. No more disturbance can be there from any quarter. So such an individual who has reached that final destination is peaceful. Prashantam. So, Achintyam Avyaktam Anantarupam Shivam Prashantam. And as you know, Shiva, the Lord, if you wanted just to take as a manifestation, is one who has conquered all possible consequences or all possible causes of death. Amritam. We have explained this before. Amritam. Na maranam gacchati, na mritam gacchati. That which is not coming to an end. Infinite nature, it being Brahma Bahya Anta Kalanam Abhava. External and internal manifestations being not there, no more movement, no more partition or parts. When I have different parts, like physical body has different parts, right? Hands is not the leg, is not the nose, not the head, etc. So I am an assembly of parts. And when I take out parts from each other, that's called departure. When you say death, what does it mean? Departure. What is departure? The parts which were together now become departed. When you say, this is my car, actually you are pointing out to an assembly of things, is it not? The door is not the bonnet, bonnet is not the steering wheel is not the engine is not the seat is not the tire is not. So many things are, and together you call it as car. But all that we call it as a car is an assembly of things. And I remove each one separately, then where is your car? Everything is removed. Different. Where is the car? Car is a name you have given to this assembly. Similarly, when a thing is assembled and put together, it's called Jiva. When it is disassembled, what remains is Shiva. Gurudev used to say, when you are with your stupid ego, it is Jiva. And that is not there, you are Shiva. So, this where the end is not, because it is not made of parts. Amrutam Brahmayonim Jagat Janana Karanam. The cause of the so-called world that we have come to experience. So-called world, that's why I asked though. We have the experience of the world, all right, but on inquiry you will find that is your own world. Me, I am living in my world and you are living in your world, and every one of us are living in our own worlds of thoughts and emotions and feelings and experiences, expectations, disappointments, and priorities, and so many things. So every one of us are living in our own world only. And happen to meet each other when required. And you become part of my life only when, in my need of things, you are also there. When my need of things you don't fulfill, you are out. Is it not true? Let us say that you are going to a shopping mall and you are walking, somebody is coming. Who are it? That person whom you are seeing, you see, and then you walk away. And after you go another 100 feet or so, I come, Swamiji, you are coming to shopping mall? So now you see me and immediately you start talking to me. You saw the other person, you never had any conversation, you don't even notice that person, really speaking. So if I ask you, you saw one person going in front before me. Yes. Did you see that person? Somebody, I don't know. Why it is not important to you to see that person? Of course, if she is an attractive person, you may look at her. But if that person is any ordinary person, you don't pay attention to. Why? Because that person has no significance. Neither I have anything to do with him or her, nor she has anything to do with me. And therefore, there is no connection, even though we are living in the same world. So God. That's why I said so God. Your world is one. If at the end of the day, who are the people you met? You please list it down. If I ask you. Whom will you met? I met a stranger. How many strangers you met? Do you recall all of them? Why? They are insignificant. So when I say the world means what you are looking at. That's why the word loka in Sanskrit is very beautiful. It's come from the root word luch, to see. Lochana word also came from the same. Lochana is eyes. Meaning, what you look, what you perceive is the world, not what is. There's so many things that are there, but what you look, what you pay attention is the world, not what is there. So my world, therefore, is decided by my priorities. And your world is your priorities. And if we happen to have the same priority, we meet. Otherwise, we don't. Like many of them drop the children and go. Correct? Because this is not their priority. Some basketball is going on. That is their priority. And then you are not there and he is not here. Why? That is what it is. We are living in the same world. You see? So, Brahma Yonim, when it is said, Jagat Janana Karana. What is this Jagat? It is not just the earth, water, fire, air, space, etc. The Jiva whose karma experience, that is a Jagat. This world is, for me, is a place where I fulfill my needs. My karma has brought me into this world to experience my result of my action and what further I need to do. And if you are part of that, you are my world. If you are not part of it, nothing to do. I regularly go to a restaurant, let us say. And next to that, there is another restaurant there, where they sell live being or alive being, whatever. Now, do I know what they are doing inside? I don't know. I have never been, and I am not interested to be there. Now, will that exist for me? Yes and no. Yes, I have seen. No, I don't know what it is. Is it not? It is not part of my experience. It is not part of my world at all. Unless that owner of the restaurant becomes my friend. Then, yes, then it suddenly becomes my part of my world. Anyway, I hope you understood the point. So, when you say Jagat, the Jagat is the word is none other than the field of my karma. And the one who is the very source of that is my own self, because of whose presence my world becomes my experience becomes my world. Brahma Yonim. The Brahma, the Hiranyagarbha, the creator of the universe, is one who has specifically designed the world to be for my karma to get exhausted. And by himself, the self itself, Adi Madhya Anta Vihinam. Srishti Sthiti Laya Vihinam. It does not have beginning. It does not have anything in the middle, it does not have any end. Adi, beginning. Madhya, sthiti. Anta, life. Meaning, Adi, the beginning, middle, or sustenance, and end. It does not have. Meaning, it does not have a cause because of which it has come. It does not have a cause for disappearance. Karya karana rahitattvats. Neither it is a cause of everything, anything, it is not caused by anything. Adi madhyanta vihinam. It is, therefore, that which is always there, which is not subject to any disappearance, trikale api abhadita vastu vishayatva. That which being beyond the three periods of time as past, present and future, therefore it is referred as ekam, advitiyam. One without a second. Ekam. Ekam means that one alone, even though appears to be expressing through different bodies. Just like one power is there, appearing to be illuminating every light. But there are not many currents here. Many power is not here. It's only one power expressing as many different lights, bulbs. In the same way, in all of us here, as well as anywhere else, one operating through the many. So, monotheistic but appears to be polytheistic. That's the beauty of Vedanta. It is by nature one, by expression many. Ekam, advitiyam. And therefore, since one appearing as many, vibhum, sarvagatam. All pervading. Even the smallest ant that is moving about in the corner of this hall, present there. So therefore, the natural tendency of a saint, when he understands the one operating through every living being, he doesn't harm anything. Because what is in me is what is in that. As much as I love my own being, that little ant, little thing also has the same love for itself. As much as how I feel hurt if I am disturbed or painfully disturbed, so will be that living being as well. You may not think it is so. You may not see it. But so Vibhu means one who is present and expressing as many. That manyness, vyapakatvat vibhu iti uchyate, because it is sarva vyapaka. And once we realize that this is all-pervading presence, in me is present as my own awareness, which is of the nature of bliss. Chid Ananda. Chid Ananda. It is a blissful consciousness. Blissful consciousness, that is explained here as Swaprakashaman Niradishaya Ananda. One who has the incomparable joy in himself. Chidananda. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivo. I am that pure consciousness which is of the nature of bliss. See, it's like this. You may probably experience the tragedy of losing people around you, your friends and relatives, etc. Right? You may have unhappiness or feeling sad, etc. But in the midst of all that, don't you love your life? My love for myself does not at all get disturbed. My love for myself is unquestionable. Even when somebody is about to die, physically death is taking place, the only question that he or she may have it is, where am I going? And not, will I be there at all or not? Where I would be after body is gone. That's the question will come to the mind. Because there is no question of experiencing your own absence. Have you ever experienced your absence? No, you cannot. You may probably forget yourself for some time, but you will not become absent. And you saw a movie, so I forgot myself in that movie. I lost myself. You may not be thinking about yourself, but you are not absent. So Chidananda Rupa means that which is blissfully there and where which I love forever. No question. There is one particular text which is called Advaita Makaranda, which says, Ahamasmi sada vami kata chidnaham apriya. Ahamasmi, I am. Sada vami, I am aware. Katachit, at no time. Aham, I. Apriya, bhava. Never I ever become not loving me. Every living being is in love with oneself first. Therefore, Chidananda. Arupam, with no form. No particular form, no physical form there. Chidananda Rupaha, Itara Rupa Rahityatva, no other form. Now, even thought does not have a form. The thought has a form. But you experience it, you know. What is the form of angry thought? You put, what is it called? WhatsApp and what is it called? Emoji. You put emoji. Emoji. So this is what is that? When you want to show anger, you put that emoji. But your anger is like that. But you may look like that when you are angry. But anger does not have any form. So Arupa, even the thought does not have a form. The awareness which supports the thought obviously do not have form. Now, if you go to an ocean, and you may see waves, you may see water, you may see tides, but can you see ocean? Ocean. Achha. Water in it. Show me ocean. That is ocean. You are showing me water, but that is ocean. Ocean is a name you are given the vastness of the water. That's all. It does not have form. In the same way, when you say arupam, meaning awareness does not have a form, but it appears to be thoughts, it appears to be feelings and emotions. In the mind, it is appearing as emotion. That's because of which you are able to be aware of that. It's like ocean appearing as waves, and tides, and breakers, and bubbles, and foam. It's ocean's expression. So in the same way, Chidananda Rupam, Chidanandam Arupam. And finally, the teacher says, Adbhutam. Ascharya. Cannot be thought of. It is Ascharya means it is, but you can't think about it. If it is not there, it's a different thing. It is incomprehensible and you have only a wonder. You know why it is wonder? Because it is you. It's somebody else I can understand. Isn't that when you go to Grand Canyon? So vast. Who dug the whole place? Or the beautiful gallons of water flowing at the same time with such a speed in Niagara. Jaw-dropping. That's called Ascharya. Adbhutam. Ascharya Rupatva. So, a person who is thus sitting in meditation must come to a standstill in his mind. Achintyam avyaktam anantarupam Shivam prashantam amritam brahmayonim Tadadi madhyanta vihinamekam Vibhum chidanandam arupamadvayam. Sorry, adbhutam. This is the way to focus on the subject. Now one may say, katin hai, Swamiji. Difficult. So therefore, in the next verse, the Upanishad says, think about Lord Shiva now. For you to now have a form which will represent all this. It will be easy. It's like a flight when it takes off, it has to have a momentum. Where does it get momentum from? On the ground only. It's on the floor. And it starts with the slow moving and go to a place where it parks, waiting, because it's in a queue. And one by one everything is taking off. Okay. Now, they say, please put on the belt and then switch off your phones and this and that. Now we are taking. And all the attendants also please sit down. Everybody should sit down and nobody stands. That's why meditation is now. The sound starts very low. See, have you ever been to airport where you have heard a flight taking off? I was there in Trinidad last summer, and then I went to the place where closer to the takeoff point, and then you stand there. Not stand up, just watch. Oh, you can't stand that place. It's such a sound, because we are inside, we don't hear it. It's like when you are snoring, you don't hear. Better don't hear. Others will suffer that. You don't hear. In the same way, that taking off, and it starts slowly, but as it picks up the momentum, the momentum is because the force with which it is pushing itself. Where does it push itself? It pushes down the floor or the earth, and once it has reached a point of 30, afterwards, floating. So I was in Burma this last December, and then we had this balloon, what's that called? Hot air balloon. The art of sound is a huge thing. But once you reach some point, it is just sailing. There is no sound. Quiet. In the same way, in the time of meditation, you may have that struggle. And to reduce that struggle, you have a form which helps you to take off. That is why I am saying this is because, we'll see that in the next session, because many people, instead of using the form as a take-off point, they hold on to it. That's called fanatic religious idea. Idol, not ideal. The idol is meant for you to use it for a take-off. But if you just hold on to that, you're not going to take off. Grounded. The flight is not going to take off now. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukkhavat bhaved. Om shanti shanti shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari